Hello, boys and girls. This is the Crypto Crow doing a long-awaited video about how to upgrade Profit Trailer from your current version to the soon-to-be-released version 2.0. Now, I've done this. I went through this process myself a couple days ago, and we're going to go through this basically step by step, following the wiki. Then I'm going to show you everything and just kind of walk you through it, because some things just weren't very clear. So, and I've already like Z'd out all my API keys and things like that. Obviously, if you already have your Profit Trailer, your license keys, your API, all of that stuff, then you should be good to go. You're not going to need to go through that. There will be other videos in the future, you know, how to set up Profit Trailer 2.0. I'll do that when it launches. But for now, I'm just doing this video for those who are upgrading from the old version to the new version that's expected to launch tomorrow, which will be April 20th. Okay, it's April 19th now. All right. So as you can see here, this is the URL that I'm at on the wiki. You probably won't have access to this yet because this is pretty much for like affiliates and those of us who promote Profit Trailer. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. So anyway, version 2.0 is a major update. We have added new strategies, reworked the GUI, updated the trade logic, and added or removed or changed almost all of the parameters from version 1. Very significant upgrade here. It is critical that you do not just copy and paste your property files. Use the version 2 properties files and add the appropriate information into the new templates. You'll notice that over here, there's a new folder called initialization. Okay, we open that up, and that's where you're going to find your DCA, indicators, and pairs properties. All right, you see those here? Ooh, over here on the left. Not looking at me, over here. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I'm just being a smartass. All right, so for most users, we expect this swap could take 30 minutes to 1 hour. Do not rush it. Following these instructions will minimize the time your bot is stopped and not trading. Number 1, we have done everything we can think of to give version 2 backwards compatibility with your sales and DCA data. Upgrading from version 1.x correctly should result in all data being carried forward. Make a backup of everything just in case. The complete folder. Take screenshots or make notes of average prices and DCA levels also. So while that's good, I'm just doing it clean. Like I'm starting clean, starting fresh. Like this is 2.0. I'm not trying to cross over any of the data or any of that stuff. Some of you can if you're trying to keep track of things in detail, but I have not personally ran Profit Trailer for a little while, so I'm just giving it all a clean slate. I swear. I have a cat that drives me absolutely insane. She's still kind of a kitten, but she's getting fat, and she gets into everything. Yesterday, I found her sitting inside my 3D printer, swatting and gnawing a little bit on the shielding around one of the main cables, okay? Like, she's like a rat cat. She just eats and chews up everything she can. It's like it's incredible. So if you hear background noise, it's her getting into something I'm sure she's not supposed to. All right, but she's the sweetest, softest little cat ever. She's great, but she's getting really fat. If she comes over here to bug me, I'll pick her up. All right, so first thing, you're going to download the latest version of Profit Trailer and extract the files to a separate location to your version 1 bot, okay? So ultimately, you're going to do exactly what I've done here. So this folder here is the extraction of the version 2 files, all right? Now, take note, this is Profit Trailer 2.0 build 25. Now, since LBRY launched the original Profit Trailer 2.0, he's updated it 25 times with new functions and features and bug fixes and all kinds of stuff. And when the actual launch occurs, it'll probably just become Profit Trailer 2.0. So make sure you note that when you're looking at your file. Okay, that's why this says B25. This is the 25th build of this new launch. Open application properties in the version 2 folder and copy the following information from your version 1 bot. Many of these parameters are renamed, so do not copy the entire parameter. Copy only what's after each equals sign. All right? So this is what we're looking for. So we're going to go into here and, oops, no. We're going to go into the application properties. We're going to open that with Notepad. All right? I'm going to close this and close that. All right, so this is the new application properties. Your license, this is where you're going to put your original Profit Trailer license key, okay? So when you bought Profit Trailer, you're going to go ahead and plug that license key in here, all right? Now, oh my God, that cat. She sounds like she's fighting with a paper bag of some sort. All right, application properties, we're going to open this one as well. All right, so as you can see, all this stuff is Z'd out. All right, now server API token. I don't put anything in there yet. Trading exchange equals Bittrex or Poloniex or Binance, whatever you're using. So I'll just copy my Bittrex. This video is going to be long, just so you know. It's not going to be a short little 10-minute jobby. All right, server disabled password false. Server time offset. I don't think I have. Oh, here we go. +2. All right, so we'll just copy that setting from the old one. And that's ultimately what you're doing. You're just, for this, you're just copying the data over from your old file. Server disable notification, true. Server disable browser, true. Trading log history, I had it at 7 days, but all right. Telegram bot token equals, and then the chat. So if you went through the process before to create your Telegram, so basically every time your bot makes a trade of any kind, a buy or a sell, it pops up on your Telegram channel. That's where you plug that in. So you just copy that over. Telegram disable notifications equals false. No, because if you put that in there, you want to see it. Discord, this is a new addition. Obviously, those of you familiar with Profit Trailer for a while, everything used to be on Telegram. Now you do everything on their Discord channel. So you can set up your Discord bot token ID and your Discord chat ID here. So then you'll start getting bot updates in your Discord and, as well as Telegram if you want. Now, your default API key and your trading API key are two different things. What you're doing here, for those of you that are brand new to Profit Trailer and you're setting it up for the first time, you're going to go into whatever exchange that you're working on and you're going to create two sets of API keys, all right? So you're going to have one, which is your default. So you're going to have your key and then your secret, all right? And then you're going to do it again. You're going to create a second one. The first one will become your default. That is the one that you either have already or will be activating on Discord to associate with your Profit Trailer license, okay? So you've got your Profit Trailer license key, which will be up here. We'll just put Z's so you know that's a key. It's going to be longer than that. All right. And then you'll have your default API key. And then the second one is going to be your trading API key. Now, you probably already have these if you're upgrading. You're probably watching this video because you're upgrading from the original Profit Trailer. Now, if you're creating these for the first time, you want all of the functionality except for withdrawal. So when you're setting up the little details for your API keys, I think there are 4 different, options to turn on. Withdrawal will be the only one you are not going to have turned on in this, all right? There's no reason for a trading bot to withdraw anything, so you don't need that functionality. And you're going to plug those keys and your secrets right in here, all right? That's that. Once this is done, you save it, and you can close it. All right. Site name, change zone, both sets of API keys. Boom. That's that. How many steps do we have in this in total? 12 steps. So we're at number 4 right now. All right. Now, you can now configure the rest of the settings using application properties as a guide. Several parameters have been removed or renamed, so don't attempt to copy them from your version 1 bot. New features include Discord notifications, themes, language, and currency. All right. So you can save and close your application's properties. Yay. Now, configuring the pairs, DCA, and indicators files will be the most time-consuming step of the upgrade. It's all right. So we're going to go in here. We're going to open up the pairs file. So this is our pairs file in Profit Trailer 2.0. This will be the pairs file in my old Profit Trailer. All right. Now, all we're doing here, let me see. Can I separate this out? I don't know if it'll let me. Move to new instance. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to put these side by side so I can see them both. Oops. And ultimately what we're wanting to do here is just copy over the information. So we've got BTC as our market. Now, if you're wanting to trade in Ethereum instead, you can do that. You can just put ETH in here, and then any trading pairs that you're wanting to X out or that you're wanting to manually approve, you'll be able to do that as well. All right. Now, starting balance, this is set at 10. That's really, this is basically how much in BTC are you starting off with on this new bot. So you can put 1 Bitcoin, you can put, whatever it is, 0.05 Bitcoin, whatever. All right. Just for giggles, we'll just leave it at 1. We'll just say you're filthy rich Bitcoiner. Enabled all pairs, that's fine. All hidden pairs equals, that's fine. Keep balance, we'll just leave that for now. Keep balance percentage 0. I mean, the way I look at it is if you're not using your entire budget, it's just sitting there for no reason, right? I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. Pair minimum listed days equals 0. Max trading pairs. And there's going to be another thing where we're going to go through and we're going to define all of these, like what everything means. Because there is some new stuff in here. I'm not even quite sure exactly what it's supposed to do. Consecutive buy trigger equals 0. Consecutive sells trigger equals 0. Price trigger market equals Bitcoin. And then these are the price rise triggers. So, I've got these. Where are they in this? In this here one. Okay, so here's my price triggers at 7 and 5. And then my price rise triggers at 10 and 4. So basically, this is, we'll set this to 6. 6 and we'll say 3. We'll do them both, 6 and 3. Basically what this means is if Bitcoin goes up 6%, it spikes 6%. Typically when that happens, it's spiking far above all the altcoins, right? So this will basically just go into sell only mode because you don't want to continue buying altcoins with Bitcoin at a spike because that's going to create more bags for you initially. Now, I mean, it's not always the case. I mean, typically when Bitcoin goes up, it also comes back down. There's always that correction, and that's typically when bags sell. But you never really know. If we really start a crazy bull run, if you don't stop your purchases at 6%, it could go up 10%, 12%, and it might only come back down 3 as a correction before it shoots back up again, and you're left with all these bags you can't get rid of for a while. So this isn't something that you have to use. But the same is true for Bitcoin if it drops 6%. And ultimately, you want to see a 3% correction on either end before it starts to reactivate the buying process. That's basically what this is. Okay, hopefully that's clear. Default trading enabled false. You'll set this to true when you're ready to actively trade. Default DCA enabled equals true. So sell only mode here is false. Okay. Default initial cost percentage, default minimum buy volume, which default minimum buy volume on here it's 200. Minimum buy price over here, you can see what the minimum buy price, this is in Satoshis. So, dang nabbit. All right, max buy spread is 0.7 on my old settings. Okay. Default minimum order book volume percentage equals 100. This is obviously a new setting, a new feature there. We're just going to leave that at default for now. Default initial cost, I'm just going to leave that. That's fine for now. Default A buy strategy, default B buy strategy. So you've got two different buy strategies here. Obviously, I am a proponent of EMA spread. Low BB just... I think we're going to be getting out of low BB territory here soon anyway. So I'm just going to stick with my EMA spread, baby. That's the one I made the most money using for the while. So I'm copying that stuff over. And when I get my settings, once this launches, I'll get my settings in order and I'll have everything notated for everybody, like what each thing means and all that stuff. I'll break it down in my settings. I'm going to change a lot of this because this is all old data up here. I don't know how to get rid of this damn squiggly box in the center. It has something to do with my lighting. Okay, now the buy strategy RSI, buy value at 35. So basically what this is saying is, like from what I understand, is when the RSI of a particular coin gets down to 35, that's buy territory, and then it'll probably want to sell it at like 65, 70. And then back and forth. That's what that strategy is. Obviously, this is a new setting. These are settings that you're going to be able to push a button in the UI and change whenever you want. So if you want to get away from EMA spread, you'll be able to just say, all right, I want to use the RSI strategy instead, which is actually really cool. Default trailing buy, that is set at 0.25. All trailing buys, default A buy value limit. I'll just leave that at 0.25, I guess. Default sell strategy, that's gain. But we're going to go ahead and copy this over. We're going to sell value 0.79. All minimum profit 0.5 because we want to make some money after Bittrex takes its fees. Oh, it's already in there. All right. And default max profit. There is no default max profit. Why would I want to set a maximum profit? I don't know what's up with that, yo. All right, default stop loss trigger. I don't use stop loss. I don't punk out like that. I'm not trying to lose anything. In some cases, stop losses obviously are helpful. If it's a really crazy market and you know, you're basically like, hey, you know, if maybe I lose, 5% on this trade, but it frees up my capital to make 15% gains on something else. It makes sense, but I'm just stubborn and I don't like using stop loss. So that is what it is, yo. Default buy minimum change percentage, default buy max change percentage. We're going to look at that stuff in the future. For now, I just want to get everybody up and running with the new version. Rename me, default pending order wait time. This is stuff for like if you're going to set a hard sell, like, all right, rather than let the bot figure out the best time to sell it, I'm just going to say, look, I don't want to sell this token until, it reaches this price point. That's what that is. But as you can see, there's a lot more going on in the new version than this older version. Now, when I make my settings actually available again, there will be a list here of all the coins that I'm not going to allow the bot to trade. I'm definitely becoming more interested in just trading coins that I like, so that if I do end up with bags, which I'm sure I will, because that's just the way I use the bot, is I like the DCA, I like setting all that up. I want to be holding coins that I like, you know, Aeon and I mean, there's a bunch of them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and save this. What's happening? Document is modified. Okay. All right. So that's that. And we will close this. And we will close this. Should be saved. All right. Now, going back into the settings here. Open pairs, DCA, and indicators. Okay. Forgot about these. All right. So we're going to go into the indicators. And there's a lot more indicators in version 2 than there are in the version 1, which is great. But we're going to make sure that we got those. I'll move to new instance. Here we go. All right, so we've got BB standard, BB candle period, Bollinger Band length. So Bollinger Band SMA equals 40, Bollinger Band period equals 900. This is 300. So the bot, like the default settings, I'm actually just going to keep. And I'll tell you why. Because I kind of want to run an experiment myself. Looking, like in my old settings, my EMAs that are like a 1334, their EMA settings are much faster. A 3 and 24. So their EMA is like this, whereas mine might be like this. That makes sense. Mine is it's slower and it's more like this is going to be for snap trades, like boom, 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 boom. And I kind of like that, and I think I'm going to go with that and see how things work out for a while. Their stock settings on these indicators are pretty decent. Like there's no right now. There's really not much reason for me to change them. Like the SMA period 12, 24, those are the same. My EMA were different. Periods 300. Okay. Yeah. So we're just going to leave those the way they are. There's no real reason to change them right now. So I'm going to leave that and I'm going to close it. Close it. Now the DCA properties. Word up. Look at all that. Murmur. All right. So we're going to close this. And this being our old one, move to new instance. Okay. So obviously lots of additional stuff going on in the DCA properties than we are used to seeing. So that's cool. Let's see. Default DCA sell strategy, default buy strategy. So you've got two different DCA buy strategies. You've got two different. I mean, it's crazy. This is great stuff. So default max DCA cost. We'll just leave that at default. Max DCA buy any number of times. So my old setting is 3. I'm just gonna leave it at 3. So what this is basically like if my bot buys a coin and then it drops 3%. My first DCA tier might be a buy. Oh, so buy it at -3%. Buy it again at -6%. Buy it again at -9%. And every time it goes down, that's what you're asking. This is what you're saying here. When it says default DCA max buy times, that's how many times I'm willing to double down on my investment before it says, okay, just ride it out from here. And ultimately the idea is to average down your total investment across the board so that if I originally bought a coin at $1 and then it dropped to 90 cents, then 80 cents, then 70 cents, but I doubled down each time, if I've done that 3 times, it averages out. And so then my average price for all the coins that I purchased might be 75% or 75 cents or 80 cents, whereas I can then sell quicker to make a profit on the total amount as opposed to waiting for it to go all the way back up to $1 or $1.05 or whatever I'm waiting for to make a profit. Okay. I set my DCA typically at 3 to 5 times. For you guys, the majority, if you guys want to set it and you want to add it, you've got a big fat junky budget and you want to, you want to DCA up to 5 times, that's fine. You can change it however you want. This is just to give you guys a baseline and how I'm basically going to start things up using the new version. DCA buy value equals 10. That's fine. DCA buy value limit equals 0. That's fine. And again, RSI, I'm just going to leave that stock. DCA trailing buy equals 0.3. I'm going to change that to 0.2. 0.3 is probably better, but I'm going to leave it a point. I'll just do 0.2 anyway. DCA buy percentage equals 100. That's fine. DCA buy trigger equals -10. I will say -6. Basically what this is saying is, like, at what point do I want my, you know what, I'm just going to do, yeah, I mean, basically this is saying, this is set for 3 tiers. So I'm going to assume that we can add 2 more tiers here, or I can add as many as I want, but default DCA buy trigger is at -6. So this is when DCA officially begins. It goes out of the pairs column into the DCA column and it makes its first double down. And it's at -6%. So when you're at a 6%, what you guys call a loss, that's when the Anderson DCA starts to kick in. All right. So DCA sell strategy equals gain, sell value 0.6. And now these are the neighbor dogs outside. They let them out all the time. They make a bunch of noise. Drive me nuts. My dog Max is out there, and I think they're all friends. Max is pretty chill. Max is actually a really sweet dog. But he's still a pain in the butt. All right, so DCA trailing profit. We'll just leave this. Well, we can leave that stock. Max DCA max profit equals 0. DCA min buy volume 300. Min order book volume, don't deal with that much. Ignore sell only mode, false. So basically what this is asking is if we decide, all right, let's say the Bitcoin trigger goes into effect, right? Maybe Bitcoin spiked up 7%. It goes into sell only mode. Do we still want to be DCA? Do we still want DCA to run and double down? That's basically what it's asking us. If you say false, then it won't. Ignore. So this is saying, it's confusing to decipher this. So DCA ignore sell only mode equals false means no, it's not going to ignore sell only mode. It's going to continue buying. If you say true, or no. If you ignore sell only mode, it's going to buy even when you're in sell only mode. If you don't ignore it, when you put the bot in sell only mode, it will no longer do DCA double downs. My goodness, my brain has been shutting down today. DCA max buy spread 1.5. We'll leave that stock for now. Rebuy timeout. Okay. Stop loss trigger, stop loss timeout. We're not going to use any of that. So we're just going to leave the rest for now. We'll get in more detail later, but like I said, I just want to get everything up and running for everybody. That should be sufficient. We'll just change this to 1 DCA, and then we'll add more later. If we really want here, we'll just leave 1. We'll leave it at 10%. We'll just leave it stock. That's fine, just to keep things simple. All right, so we're going to save that, close it, close it. All right, let's go back to the document. There's lots of information in the changelog on GitHub. So once all files are configured to your satisfaction, ensure the 3 trading files are inside the Profit Trailer version 2 initialization folder. On first boot up, these files will be read by the bot, uploaded to the PT servers, and encrypted for storage locally on our servers according to your settings. All right. Number 7, stop the version 1 bot, which I'm sure you've already done. Copy the following files from version 1 into the version 2 bot folder, keeping the file structure the same. So this is basically where you're going to take, so we're going to go back out here, and then we're going to go back out here, and you can take all of this except for the profit trailer application. So profit trailer data.json. Well, let's go in here. All right, so there's this. Is that right? Oh my God, dogs. Profit trailer log, and then the password file, which you're unless you have the password file, you'll just create a new one. So where's the .json file? There it is. All right, so we're gonna pull this over, and then I don't care about the log, so I'm just leaving that alone, and I don't really care about this this backup. If you do and you want your data, everything that you've done to date, then you'll just drag this in there as well. Okay, and that should basically repopulate everything into the new bot. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it. Run the version 2 bot, test mode. Where was that? I didn't see the test mode settings in there. Hold on, let's make sure we've done this. Okay, server test mode. We'll just put true. We're going to put true for now because you just want to make sure that you're running. So then go back and save that. So go into the applications properties. You're going to go back in here, set your test mode to true, and that way it's not actively going to trade anything. Okay, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to kind of let you feel things out and see how things work. And that's that. And then yeah. Now there was something else. Let's see if we get to that. Run the version bot using the same method you used previously. PM, users may need to reconfigure their commands to work with the new bot folder. That's right. Okay, so we're going to go into the executable folder, or the executable file here. We're going to open this. We're going to edit that with, no, that's not it. What the hell? I'll close this out. Oh, that's the executable. Yeah, that's the executable jar file. Hold on. Let me see what happens if we edit this real quick. Yeah, all right. Hold on a minute. Sorry. The console terminal will instruct the user to complete setup using the web interface. Okay, and that's fine. And then that's... So... I just did all this. VM2 users may need to reconfigure their commands to work with the new bot folder. Now, I did that. I'll just double click it and see what happens. Oh. Yeah, that's fine. Now, the one thing you're going to need to make sure is that you are running Java 8 or nothing will work. And I know this isn't going to work. I'm opening it up, but I know it's not going to work. But this is pretty much it. At this point, I know that there is a file somewhere that I need to change the line of code in to make it work. But for whatever reason, use another app with Notepad. Might have to go back and amend this video or something later, because I don't remember where the hell that is. Hold on a minute. How long? I don't even know how long I've been doing this. So basically, there's a line that when you click this, you're wanting to tell it. Let's look in the JSON file. I don't think it's in there, but name profit trailer dot JAR. That might be it, actually. Yeah, I think this is it. So basically, but it's a different file. I'm gonna double check this to make sure. But there is a file where, and it might be different during the official launch. But ultimately, see how this is profit trailer -2.0-B25? Well, there's a line somewhere in here that I need to find and dig up, because they don't even mention it in these damn upgrade anything. They don't tell you specifically how to do it. I had to figure out how to do it the last time. I forgot that this was a step. Smacked the hell out of whoever wrote this and left this part out. There's a line where it's not going to work unless you change the file name from this profittrailer.jar to the profittrailer-2.0. So that's a setting that we're going to have to change. But I want to double check and make sure which file that was. And it's not telling me in this guide, so it's kind of frustrating when you're trying to do this and they leave important stuff like this out. So yeah. All right. Users that did not copy the password file or upgraded for version blah 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 will be prompted to set a password. After the bot has loaded the pairs, DCA, and indicators files, editing these files does not affect changes like it did with version 1. Changes need to be made in the GUI itself. So if you go back to looking at the video that I made before, it was like the first look at Profit Trailer 2.0. I showed you where you have that config tab, and it shows you your files. That's where you're going to handle all of your edits from now on. Check the logs shown in version 2. Once setup is complete and you see no errors in the console, switch off test mode, server test mode equals false, which is the line that we just changed to true, and reduce server.startTrading.delay by editing the application files directly and then restart the bot. All right, so that's it. That's really all you have to do when you're upgrading, except for this one line. This one pain in the ass line that everybody apparently forgot to put in this big upgrade guide. And it's like, it's not going to work unless you do it. So it really is shocking to me that it's not in here. So I will find out what that line is, and I'll post it in the comments with a pin so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure it's this right here, to be quite honest with you. So, and the way it would look is -2.0-B, right? 2.0-B25. Now, that's what this will look like right now, but obviously this is going to be different likely by the time you get you may not have to change this when they launch 2.0. Right now, it's just Profit Trailer. It could just be Profit Trailer again when they launch the official version, or I'm guessing it's going to be at least just Profit Trailer -2.0, at which point your file will have to look like that. Okay? That way, when you double click the executable, the file knows, like, you know, the file structure and all that fun stuff. Okay? So that's pretty much it in terms of upgrading. You're just not dragging everything and copying everything over is the basic gist of it. The file structure is long. And then when you do run this again successfully, some of these other files, there'll be some additional files and logs and things that'll show up in the directory, and you'll be good to go. The first time you run this, it'll take a second, and then it'll catch up and it'll start doing its thing. When you launch this and you don't get any errors, that means you're good to go. Like the guide said, that's when you can take it out of test mode and start your run up to making a fortune in 2018 with Profit Trailer. I guess any other questions that you might have, things that I have missed, or whatever, go ahead, leave your comments, and I will help research them, and I'll put together probably another video, a follow-up video to this one, that's answering all those questions and showing you everything. Because I just did this as a tutorial. I didn't do this live, but I will come back and I will show you my bot running. Of course, I'm not going to show everybody my API keys and all of that fun stuff. And but I'll show everything running, and then we'll get into changing the configuration files and things of that nature with the bot actually running. So hopefully this explained things in detail enough. This is exactly what I did pretty much. It was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. I left some things to default. I'm not too worried about them. And the bot was fine. And then, but we're going to get deeper and deeper into a lot of these new settings and things here in future videos. So do not worry about that. I just want to get you guys upgraded into Profit Trailer 2.0 when it launches tomorrow. If you've already purchased Profit Trailer, you're good to go. You're grandfathered in. You're not going to have to worry about paying a subscription at all. But if you have not purchased Profit Trailer yet, which is crazy to me, after all the videos I've done about it, how much money everybody's been making with it, then there will be the new subscription model will begin tomorrow. And yeah, until next video, crow your coins, guys. Hopefully this helps you guys get converted over. And like I said, ask me any questions you want about how to get this set up, any comments, things I've missed for whatever reason. I kind of rushed in this video because I know the family's about to pile in here in 9 minutes. So I wanted to get this knocked out this afternoon. So until next time, thanks, guys. Crow your coins, and I'll see you soon.